Hello, this is Deborah Anderson, the BlkWmnAnimator, coming back to you with another video. And this video is titled Dolemite, Rudy, and Always Betting on Yourself. I already had this topic planned, always betting on yourself, but after watching Dolemite Is My Name, I decided to add some movie response components to the topic. I feel like I've been getting so many signs that I can't always depend on others. I have to always bet on myself. You are in control of your life and you shouldn't hand that power over to anyone else. No one knows you better than you do. No one understands your vision better than you understand it. No one is going to care as much as you care or work as hard as you will on your goals. Bet on yourself and trust your skills. Keep grinding and be your biggest advocate. You may not always win. We all fail sometimes. I fail all the time. But at the end of the day, you can go to sleep knowing that you gave it your best. No one will come to save you. You have to do it on your own. No dreams will come true without any action. There's an Earl Nightingale quote that says, "Don't let the fear of the time it will take to accomplish something stand in the way of your doing it. The time will pass anyway. You might just as well put that passing time to the best possible use." Here are some elements of always betting on yourself. Number 1, just do it yourself. I remember watching the comedian Lil Rel on Instagram Live, and there was some woman asking him how to get into show business. She's out in Atlanta doing improv, and she has a seat very high up at a company, and he was telling her how she's in the perfect position because there's people like Steve Carell and Tina Fey who came from improv who got into acting, and she was thinking about maybe becoming a comedian, but he's like, you're closer to it being an improv than trying to become a comedian. And so throughout the conversation, he's continually giving her these answers, and she's like, but what about this? But what about that? And it was like she was trying to talk herself out of the advice he was giving her. So just do it yourself. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep going. If you want to be an animator, start animating. There are plenty of free rigs out there. If you want to be a director, start creating your own content like Issa Rae did. If you want to design characters, design them. If you want to be a YouTuber, start posting videos. It doesn't matter if your camera is crappy, it just matters that what you're saying is something that people want to hear. I shoot my videos on my phone. If you don't know how to do it, look it up. And to my perfectionists out there, don't wait, start now. There's never going to be a perfect time. You don't have to do more research. You don't have to add just one more thing for it to be perfect. Just do what you've always been wanting to do and do it expeditiously. With the advent of the internet that gives you YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Google, and more, there's no reason why you have to depend on anyone else. Number 2, you don't always have to be original. Rudy used the winos to create an act and springboarded it from there. He put his own spice on it, improved the delivery and the punchlines, dressed it up and himself up, and created a whole act from it. You can collect images that inspire your creativity from all across the internet and combine them to create your own projects. Number 3, people are going to shun you. People are going to not pull through with what they said they were going to do. People are going to put you in a box. There were times when Rudy went to others to try to get his projects off the ground, and they either didn't believe in his project or didn't believe they could sell them. So he took matters into his own hands. He produced his comedy album and sold it out of the trunk of his car, and he also wrote, shot, and distributed his movie with the help of his crew of friends. He constantly had people telling him what he couldn't do, even his friends. I talk about this a little bit in my video, Living in Your Purpose, even if it doesn't look how others want it to look. I've done classes, presentations, and workshops where I did a great job. People were pleased, but it wasn't one and done. I did an animation presentation and workshop at a fair where there were more interested people than computers. Got great compliments, but the next year, crickets. I've taught classes where I've taken students from 0 to hero and was not extended the opportunity again. I've had people tell me over the years that we're going to work together, and it never happens. Interviews are literally my worst luck. I sat down with one person for over an hour and her video file got corrupted. I had another 2 people reach out to me around the same time. They both had to reschedule. I followed up with them and neither one responded. And these are people that reached out to me first. My experience with interviews is the number one thing that shows me that I can't rely on others and I have to continue to do my own work. Number 4, people are more willing to hop onto something that's already working or popular than to help you build it, especially in these days of social media. After Rudy produced his comedy album, the record companies came a-calling. After he forewalled his movie, the people who turned him down were now interested in helping him. The movie also showed how companies don't believe in the power of the black dollar. We still deal with this today if you watch shows like Shark Tank. When companies go in front of investors with products or services targeted at black audiences, they typically don't get funded. Number 5, even when you have a great opportunity, don't put all your eggs in one basket. For example, when All Def Digital closed because of Russell Simmons' behavior, it affected many more people than him. So those people that relied on that content for exposure had to scramble to create opportunities for themselves, while people like Kev on Stage, Patrick Cloud, and Trevor Wallace were able to either use what they had already built to sustain them or had a big enough following to create something new. So always have yourself and what you built to fall back on. Don't let anyone run away with your hard work. Make sure you're paid what you're worth for the time and effort you put into making your project successful. Rudy Ray Moore made sure he was not taken advantage of once the bigwigs wanted a piece of his success. Number 6, shut down anyone who's not putting in work like you are. Rudy Ray Moore had to set Derville Martin straight when he was acting up on set. If there's anybody, family members, friends, acting up but not helping you get to the next level, shut them down. Number 7, redirect any negative energy and use it as motivation to continue on your path. Derville Martin ended up giving Rudy some great advice about using all the commentary from the naysayers, including Derville, and using his frustration as fuel for his acting scenes. Do what you gotta do to get it done and reach your goals. Number 8, encourage the babies. Rudy Ray Moore went back and forth with a kid that used the comedy routine Rudy made and tailored it to his life, which is pretty much what Rudy did with the Winos material. Anytime someone reaches out to me, I always respond to them as many times as they have questions. Another important thing I do is be honest and give people the real. When you reach out to professionals, sometimes you can receive surface level advice, but I always try to give real advice. And sometimes when people admit to not doing what was suggested, I let them know that if they were to do that with someone else, it can result in them not replying to you anymore because you're not being professional and not taking their advice seriously. Number 9, show appreciation for all of the people that like and love all of the authenticity and heart you put into your project. At the end of the film, Rudy Ray Moore stays out in the crowds, entertaining all of the people that came to support him. Whatever you want to do, start it now. Build it and they will come. When I finished watching Dolemite Is My Name, I was excited and rejuvenated for my YouTube channel and other things that I want to do. Let me know your takeaways from the movie or your lessons and stories about always betting on yourself. Like so I know it's real, comment and tell me how you feel, subscribe to seal the deal, and sign up for post notifications to show your zeal. I'll see you in the next video.